All right, sisters, yeah. What the fuck was last year? For real. Like, what even was going on?
Clearly a lot for me to take in, it don't make sense. Young East African girl, you too busy fucking with your other man. I was trying to put you on game, put you on a plane, take you and your mama to the motherland. I could do it, maybe one day, when you figure out you're gonna need someone, when you figure out it's all right here in the city and you don't run from where we come from.
All right, sisters, so last year 26 really did a number on your girl. 26 was such a crazy transition for me, and I just went through so many growing pains around that time, and it felt like I was literally having like a midlife existential crisis. Like, it just felt like everything was falling apart when I thought everything was going together. 25, I had an amazing 25th year, at the top of the year, at the top of 2024. March, I started out the year swinging. I was going with my friend to Cabo. April came along, I went to Cuba. I also quit a really toxic work environment. And then May came along, I went to Bali, the trip of my dreams. And then June came and I was kicking it. I had a great Pride month. July came, I went to Essence Festival with all of my friends. My birthday was the end of July, and it just, so many emotions transpired in July in that transitionary period between 25 and 26. I was in some ways like, shit just got real. Like, I was just like, what do I want in my life? What am I trying to cultivate? Do I love what I do? Is what I want in alignment with what God has for me? Like, where am I? Romantic life, dating, coming back from a really tough time because I was in such a grief bubble for a really long time, and I felt like I was just coming into my skin. So I feel like I kind of had like a spiritual awakening of just like, I'm back and I'm aware, and who am I? And long story short, Q3 and Q4 whipped my ass in 2024, and it was so hard. I went through so many growing pains. I had to face a lot of things in relation to myself. For probably a year and a half before that, I started therapy, and it just has changed me in ways I can't even express all the way, and I'm just so grateful for it. So to be ramming into like this unknowing of self, or questioning my confidence, questioning who I am as a person, like all of these things like have me I'm like, what's going on? Like, I thought like my healing journey was going so great, we were doing so good, and boom, I got flipped on my ass. I got flipped on my ass so hard, and it was really hard for me to conceptualize, like, how do we get here? How do we lose the plot? God knows I'm a little hard-headed. So he had to shake us up a little bit. I had to learn the hard way. But even when I look back, I see why that season was so necessary for my growth and my becoming. Like, I had to go through that. It truly pivoted my life, honestly. It was the best thing that could happen to me looking back on it. In the moment, in the midst of it, girl, I was confuzzled. I didn't understand. I was like, why is this happening to me? I just got my feet back on the ground. I just got situated. Like, I literally just got in a good place. Like, why are we crashing and burning? But I'm grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it. So I wanted to share some of the things that worked for me, some of the things that helped me during my healthy little crash out I went through I'd say like August to really December. Now that I'm out of that space and I'm just feeling so much more aligned, here are the tips that I have for grounding yourself after a heavy season of life, and if you're in the middle of having just like, what the fuck is this in my 20s? So the first thing I want to talk about is allowing yourself to release and feel all of the feels, all of the feelings, whether that's sobbing, the anger, the rage, all stages of grief, all of it. You have to allow yourself to feel all of it. I also want to honor that it's okay to feel the way that you feel. Like, some situations you can get in your head and be like, I just need to get over it. Like, I should not feel some type of way. I should not be feeling all these different feelings. It's not that deep. It is that deep, and you did feel the way that you feel. So you have to allow space to allow yourself to feel all those feelings without judging yourself for them, and just letting the feelings move through you and just pass through, and just let it out. You gotta let it out, okay? Whether that be in a creative way or going to a rec room, you gotta find your outlet on how you're gonna let those feelings come out. You can't let them harbor and just be like, I'm good, like everything's fine, like I'm straight. And I get it, I've done it.
I don't give a fuck. Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't. I don't care. I don't care. I'm great.
I done it. It don't work. It just stays deeply rooted in yourself, and you are carrying it, and you don't want it to fester into resentment. You want to let them out and release them in the best and healthiest way that you can. So go to that rec room. Talk to your bestie about the situations 20 times if you got to talk to her about it 20 times. For me, it was poetry. It was writing out how I was feeling. It was painting. You just got to find your niche and what you're able to, that's able to let you express all of the crazy array of emotions, because we're human, and like that's just real shit. Like we just go through real shit, and don't belittle your emotions there. Like allow yourself to feel it entirely. I promise it's gonna save you. Next thing I want to talk about is intellectualizing and being super self-aware. So I'm someone that considers myself very self-aware. However, self-awareness is just the first step, right? To know what's going on, to know how you're feeling, to look at it from many different perspectives, how the other person might be feeling, and just to really look at it at all different layers, right? I also have a habit of I'm guilty too, sister. I'm also guilty. Intellectualizing how we feel. We can describe the situation up and down, all the different layers to it, why you maneuver this way, why you think the other person maneuvered that way. We could run it up instead of thematically allowing yourself to feel it. Now that you know these things, what are you going to do with it? Step 2 is the action part of it. Now that you're aware of these things, you're aware of these triggers, you're aware of why you're maneuvering in the way that you maneuver, what is your plan, or what actions, what coping mechanisms, what tools do you need in order to rise to the occasion the next time that that's thrown in your face? Also, saying how you feel. Saying you feel some type of way is not expressing how you feel. I'm sorry. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. Like, I just feel like if I said I feel some type of way, like I feel some type of way. But that is not naming what are the feeling words. How exactly do you feel? You know? Are you sad? Are you angry? Feeling embarrassed? Are you feeling betrayed? What are the words that you feel? No more intellectualizing how we feel. Allow yourself to feel it. Number 2, conversation and relationship with God. He's everything to me, okay? We had a strife at a certain point. I had a strife with him because during grief, I turned my back. I turned my back completely on God, and I was not locked in with him anymore, and I was not just allowing him to hold space in my life and relinquish control of everything. My trauma response to the grief that I went through was actually trying to control every little thing in my life because I felt so unsafe after experiencing that trauma. God is there to just instill peace in you, and you completely surrender to him all of your pain, all your worries, everything that's in your mind, so that you can be in a constant peace of mind. So with that being said, tell God how you're feeling and lean on him for strength and peace of mind while you're navigating all these different emotions during a difficult season. It's so important to just tell him what's up. No filter, straight how you feeling. Yeah, they did me and I feel X, Y, and Z, God. Like, talk to him like he's your best friend, because he is, and he already sees what's going on. You ain't had nothing, sister. You ain't had nothing. So go ahead, go ahead and tell him how you feel so that you can gain that strength and that endurance from him. Main question I asked myself too when I was just reflecting on the last 2 quarters of my life: what is this season trying to teach me? Like, what was the lesson that you were trying to get me to gain from that, God? Where can I water more? Where am I supposed to evolve more? What areas was I lacking in that you put me in this situation so that I could learn from? Like, taking the lesson from it is everything. So trying to figure out what the lesson is that he was trying to get you to take away. Circling back to your purpose and your why is so important. When things don't tend to go as planned in our life and we lose complete control, we absolutely panic. You try to just give it to God and trust in him, trust his timing on everything. And that way, when there's chaos and when you don't know what's going on in this season of life, you can free fall and still have complete peace of mind, because you know he got you, and you know his plan is way bigger than yours could ever be. So shout out Bell Hooks. It's so hard trying to live with a love ethic in a world of chaos. Finding community is so important in Christ. Like, finding community is what refills your cup, and when you're around people that are operating and living their life in the same way, it just I don't know, it gives you this whole other level of endurance and just trusting the process, trusting God. Like, don't worry, like, everything is going to pay off in the end. Third, introspection. The period of introspection, looking within yourself, reevaluating yourself, checking in with yourself is key. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Come on, give me that. Don't you post no quotes. We ain't doing that, okay? And this is really for breakups, and I'm not just talking romantic. This can go for friendship breakups as well. I feel like we do this as humans, period, because we all been guilty. If you ain't been guilty of posting a little quote because you want them to know that they hurt your feelings, stop lying, okay? It is a natural human response, I think, to want to be known like, you hurt the fuck out of me and that wasn't cool, basically. However, posting a quote isn't gonna do anything. Less performative things, okay? And this was a tough lesson I had to learn myself as well. You're trying to fight to be seen for someone that literally doesn't give a rat's ass about you. And then when you're doing that, you have to circle back to, why am I fighting for someone to see my worth? Why am I fighting for someone to see my value? Why am I fighting for someone to see me? When you are feeling emotionally charged like that, the best thing to do is get off socials. Get off social media and tap back into your own energy and your own frequency. Those roller coaster of emotions are completely normal to feel. With that being said, reflect and journal your heart out, girl. Reflect and journal your heart out. Let it rip. Let it rip in the journal. In the journal. Go outside and touch some grass. Journaling outside is amazing. Being with nature, really honing in on how you feel. How can I show up for myself better the next time I'm handed a situation like that? How can I stay authentic? How can I communicate better? How can I... all the things. When you're playing the situation back in your head, just look at it as a learning experience, because we're literally all just here experiencing each other. Release external validation and don't take shit personal. Word to 4 Agreements. If you ain't read that book, go ahead and pick that up. That is what keeps you sane in this world. 9 times out of 10, the shit don't even be about you. It don't even be about you. Maybe targeted at you, but it has nothing to do with you. And the more you can detach, I'm in the process of mastering the art of detachment and just flowing. But the more you can honestly understand shit really is usually never about you, the less it feels so personal, the less it feels like such an attack on you. Mwah. Ain't about you. Next, really should have been top after God, health and wellness. Number 1, therapy. Therapy. Oh my gosh, has it changed me? Has it made me a completely different person? because of doing the work. I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you're not in therapy yet, to start. And also know that with therapy, finding your match is so important. And the therapist that works for you is like what makes it worth your while. And I feel like a lot of people, when they do therapy, a match with a therapist that just isn't their match, and then they're discouraged like to continue and do therapy. But just trust it, trust the process. If you and the therapist ain't vibing, get another one. Like, and for me, it was really important that I had a Black woman that was also godly, LGBTQ plus affirming, like all those things. You need to talk to the lady, talk to the lady, talk to the lady, talk to the lady, for yourself and for your community and for the world. You gotta unpack your shit. Can't cultivate anything super healthy without knowing your own shit and knowing your own baggage and knowing your own triggers and knowing yourself on a whole nother level and unpacking those things and constantly doing the work. I personally don't believe you're ever healed. Healing is a constant evolution. It ebbs and it flows like crazy. You may be going, and then that one situation happened, which was me in 2024, and it sent you in a spiral back. It is a constant action. Determination of being the best and highest version of yourself and being healthy in all of your relationships and establishing boundaries and just cultivating a safe space for yourself and everyone that you love. Fitness and movement. Fitness and movement. Find the movement that best serves you. And I'm not saying you gotta freaking go on a Stairmaster for 45 minutes. Because what the fuck? I'm saying find the movement that brings you joy. Wellness is so important. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, it is the pillar for all things. It's so important. So you have to prioritize that, especially during a rough season. It's a necessity in your care package. Bloop. Yoga, Pilates, which I love. Shout out all my Pilates princesses. Strength training, which I also love doing. Crazy combo together. Walking, running, cycling, twerking it out, which I highly, 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 highly recommend. I actually think it's essential. It's essential in the self-care package to twerk it out. You got to twerk them emotions out, girl. You got to twerk it out every day. It's a part of my positive affirmation.
My bitch is shaking ass with their hand out. My bitch is shaking ass with their hand out.
Shake that ass for some cash and for your mental health. Amen? Amen. Remember your why. Remember your why. Circle back to your purpose. Circle back to your goals and your aspirations for yourselves. Circle back to the life that you dreamed of, the life you want to cultivate. This is what's important in your journey, not whatever's setting you back, not whatever this rough patch and rough period is. You have to recenter and refocus. Bring it back to why it all matters. Bring it back to your purpose. Exploration and hobbies. This is such a huge element of your self-care package that you need during this time. Finding the activities that you either once loved, that you're curious in now in your adulthood, whether that's pottery, that's freaking volleyball, it's kickballing, it's playing basketball, all those things, especially in your childhood, because I feel like we were just so imaginative in our childhood and we were so just thinking big, which we still need to continue to do. We were just so creative and just so open in that way. It's time to find our way back. For me, it was coming back to a lot of the things I loved as a child. Horseback riding, that was a big one, an exciting one. Painting, like just literally just in my room, just vibing, just painting. Poetry for me. Poetry has been my agent of healing through difficult seasons, and especially like anything that's highly emotional. Which I'm a Leo, like I'm very passionate. Everything is emotional to me. I feel things very deeply. Put my heart on paper and just in a way that is so beautiful and so raw and so me. Every time I go to a poetry slam, the poems are so open, they're so vulnerable, and people connect. People know what you're feeling. People have been through those situations, so it's beautiful to share with others. I was also very much a self-help book whore during this time, okay? I Jay Shetty'd it up, I Four Agreements it up, I The Mountain is You'd it up, but like I was in my self-help book bag. I was, this time won't you save me? Atomic Habits, I read all of them. Now it's a whole nother side quest, but I could definitely do a video on book recommendations. The last self-care package point is forgiveness and vulnerability. These are gonna be huge elements that help you maneuver through any rough patch that you're going through. We tend to be our harshest critics, especially when we're reflecting back on a situation. We are so hard on ourselves when we're reflecting back on a situation. We be doing the most. Our brain be doing the most, and you need to do all that, all right? We have a monkey mind, like crazy thoughts come in our brain all the time, but you can control which thoughts you give power to. So when those negative thoughts start to arise back up, especially when you're reflecting back, allow it to come and allow it to go. The truth of the matter is, people are gonna hurt you. Even the people that you love, the people you have closest to, your family, your best friends. We learn to maintain our heart posture through all of it. It is a choice, it is a decision to constantly keep your heart open. There's duality in everything, okay? There's grief, there's joy. There's pain, there's, okay, I was gonna say pleasure, but that's kind of some kinky shit. I don't know.
Giving you the best of me.
These emotions, as contrary to each other as they are, they can exist at one time. They can exist at one time. And that's something I've more recently had to just allow. Like, I feel like in society we're pushed to, you can't be happy and you can't be sad. You can't be grieving and you can't be joyous. You can't do these things at the same time. You absolutely are able to feel two emotions at one time. Go to the deeper reason as to what's causing that and the deeper wound underneath of that. Meaning forgiving somebody that ain't fucking sorry. Forgiving somebody that didn't see your light. Forgiving somebody that treated you in a way you didn't deserve to be treated, or a situation that mishandled you. You have to release it. So much power in being vulnerable and being honest with yourself and being honest with the people around you. Vulnerability is a superpower. That's where the true growth and evolution stuff happens. And that's when you crack it wide on open of just coming through it and coming out a better version of yourself, that one that you didn't even foresee happening because it was so dark at a certain point. Final takeaways to you, sister, while you're navigating this difficult season, whatever is causing it. Trust God's timing. Trust God's timing on your life. Trust everything is happening for a reason. And one thing about God is, even if you put yourself in a situation, right? Let's say it wasn't even of him and you don't put yourself in a situation. He can make any situation bear fruit and help you evolve and grow into the person that he intended for you to be and grow closer to your purpose. Also, be patient with yourself and your healing journey, baby. It ebbs and it flows. That's how it's going to be throughout life. So give yourself grace. It's okay. We fall short, and sometimes we just get a setback we didn't expect to be coming, but trust the journey, trust the process. It's beautiful, and you are doing amazing work. This is what our 20s is all about. It's all about figuring it out. It's all about getting to that higher version of self. Live, laugh, love through all of the growing pains in your 20s. Growing pains are the best things that can happen to us right now, because it's molding, it's bending, it's twisting us. We're figuring it the fuck out. You gotta live, laugh, love it up. It's okay. We're gonna be alright.